Hi, I'm Matthew Craig, and you're watching The Market Bull. Joining me in the studio today is the CEO of Recharge Metals, Luke Timmermans. Thanks for your time, Luke.
Thanks, Matt. Great to be here.
So just firstly, could you please give us an overview of the company's flagship Sunset Well Gold project?
So Recharge acquired the Sunset Well Gold project in February of this year. The project's located just 10 kilometres east of Leonora, so the centre of the prolifically mineralised eastern goldfields, and it's within 100 kilometres radius of 7 operating processing facilities. And the project's easily accessible by several major roads, including the Goldfields Highway and the Leonora-Laverton Road. The project is really centred on the Prospero deposit, which has a near 100,000 ounce gold resource. And there's some outstanding intercepts there, including 8 metres at 4. But crucially, the Prospero deposit hasn't received any exploration since the 1990s. The deposit is open in all directions, and there's only 3 holes drilled below 100 vertical metres depth. Outside of the Prospero deposit, along the Prospero trend, so part of our acquisition of Ironstone Well, which are the tenements adjacent, which we announced yesterday, we now hold greater than 15 kilometres of that very prospective structure. There's some outstanding intercepts on the Prospero shear zone, including 8 metres at 1.55, which highlight where the company can go and start drilling along that trend. And then outside of the Prospero shear zone, we've got 2 parallel structures, the Flanders and the Porsche shear zone, which we added a 4 kilometre strike of as part of that acquisition. Both of those, Porsche and Flanders, have some outstanding historical intercepts on them as well. So some great opportunities that we can work on there.
So Recharge are working towards a drilling program later this year. Just how is exploration and planning progressing?
Yes, progressing well. We're working towards a 30,000 metre maiden drill program, so quite a substantial program. If we break down that 30,000 metres, we're planning up to 20,000 metres of RC and diamond at the Prospero deposit. And so that drilling is going to aim to see how quickly we can extend that resource and grow that 100,000 ounce resource base. And then we're planning up to 10,000 metres of air core and diamond along that greater Prospero trend to follow up some of those 1990s RAB hits to see if we can discover more Prospero-like deposits along that trend, which is a good opportunity. We were very happy to sign the Heritage Protection Agreement in early June with the Darlot people, who were the traditional owners of the land where Sunset Well is situated. Yeah, so signing that Heritage Agreement allowed us to submit the Heritage Survey request, which the company has now done, but also allows a number of the key tenements to proceed through to grant. So we'll start seeing them come through in the next couple of weeks. And the company's working with the Darlot people to pin down that survey slot. The anticipation is that that'll happen in the next few months, and we'll be out drilling that maiden 30,000 drill program later this year.
So what do you think is most exciting about the Prospero deposit and the highly prospective Flanders trend?
Yes, we think the project's very exciting. I think opportunities like what we're seeing at Sunset Well are very rare in this modern era of gold exploration in Western Australia. Seldom think that I've been involved with a project that such a solid resource or such a solid starting base on that Prospero deposit resource, 100,000 ounces, but is so materially underexplored. Essentially been parked idle since the 1990s, which is quite incredible. The Prospero deposit resource is it's a 1990s oxide resource that didn't quite cut the mustard on the grade at the time, being 1 gram, it was below the gold price at that era. And so basically the project's been stood in idle since that time, which is quite incredible. Along the Prospero trend, there's anomalism the whole way along the trend, which is really what you want to see as a geologist, that we'll see other discoveries start to come out of that trend. And then outside of that, the Prospero and the newly acquired Porsche shear zone just add to that prospectivity. So there's some great opportunities to start drilling. So we think Prospero is a really exciting gold opportunity. It ticks all the boxes geologically for what we like to see for a potentially major orogenic system. And we're really excited to get out there and get drilling.
I guess just lastly, what news flow can investors look forward to over the coming months?
Yeah, so we're working towards that commencement of that maiden 30,000 metre drill program, which we're anticipating will happen later this year. The main item there to complete is that heritage survey on ground, which we anticipate will happen in the coming months. And then in the short term, we're currently receiving the assay results for the soil sampling program we've done over the project. And then we've got some other project milestone events that we'll update the market on in the short term. So looking forward to that.
Well, it's exciting times for Recharge Metals and its investors. Thanks for your time today, Luke, and we look forward to this upcoming drilling campaign.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks. Great opportunity. Thanks.